Hey everyone, this is Dreamland, and this is a new series we're gonna do after the Cars PSP playthrough. Mm, mm, mm. So this is a series we've did before, like, um, remember Street Supremacy? Well, in a case that this game was only made in the PSP game, well, we're playing on the PS2, and this is Tokyo's Xtreme Racer Zero, which is actually the remake version of the Shutokou Battle series, or known as the Tokyo Xtreme Racer series. Um, this is the second game, although this is a remake of the third game, technically, chronological order. Although as a remake of the second game, it makes it a little bit better than you would think. Um, there's a lot of, if you're not, like, there's a few changes we have. If you're new to the Tokyo Xtreme Racer series, I might as well walk you through for this game. And this is pretty much, you start off with this three type of class. You got C class, B class, or A class. C class being the cheapest of them all that you can buy. Look on the top right, you'll see that you have how much you have, which one you can buy. Now on the bottom, near the bottom, the money is actually the how much horsepower or how much the weight. You might find which one is cool, and you can also find which cars are there. Now, note you this, they're not licensed car in this game before Tokyo's Xtreme Racer 3, which is the sequel afterwards, which is ironic. So I know which cars are there. They're actually model cars of real life cars, but they don't have the license for it. So for this one would be like a Nissan Silvia S13, both of them right here. Then there's the Nissan Silvia S14, and then the S15. And I mean, they're okay. We also have B class. Most of the cars I will start up will always be B class most times. But for me, I just kind of, don't do anything. I'm not going to be touching B class because that's not what we're going to do with it. I will touch it sometime later, but maybe not. We will touch the A class, and what we can start up is driving any of these cars, these beautiful cars. And yes, I am going to drive that Supra. That Supra is going to be mine, in a way that we can create the one I pretty much desire. Yes, I am going to be driving the Supra, my most favorite car. Okay, so where are we going to start off? Ooh, this is cool. A Honda NXR. Well, the Type R in this, being honest. It is kind of the NA2 version, if I'm not mistaken. And there are two cars that we can go from picking the A class. We have the Toyota Celica GT4, or where was it? That Mitsubishi we just saw. The yellow Mitsubishi, there it is. The Mitsubishi Evo 3, there we go. Now, technically, from what I'm expecting, the Evo 3 is probably the best go-to-go car instead of the Toyota GT4. That's what I'm expected to hear. But since this car's, they're both I guess they're more like, I guess they're four-wheel drive, I guess, but in my opinion, which one would be more necessary in the guess go? I would say Mitsubishi's been used. I'm not going to be like this one YouTuber named Reiji, but I'm still a fan of him, so the white Evo. Or I could just be Team Emperor from Initial D, Kyoichi Sudo. But in this case, I might as well just drive the Toyota GT4 because we don't see this car a lot. And it's a car that we don't see in, well, there's one character from Initial D, but he was a very, very terrible driver. But let's see, let's make it blue. I know I don't drive this car. And you can also name your cars, which is pretty cool because in this game is the only probably game you could just name what car you want. For now, I'm not going to name anything. I'm just going to leave it alone because until I max it out, I'll probably name it something cool. Where do we think we're going to be on? Which place were we from? Yeah, I'm not very familiar with other places to go. There are like so many districts, or should I say, region in this case. Sagami, Chiba. Oh boy. Gunma, fine. Initial D. I mean, I clearly didn't have a choice, and I was pretty much thinking. Alright, so we begin our first thing in the game. We get the quest mode, which is where we're going to start off, and it's the main game. The quick race, which is sort of basically quick races that you race against as many rivals you can from the first to how many you can beat without dropping as many SP. We'll get to that. Time attack, time trial, sort of, in the case you can see. Free run, you can just do whatever you want. And versus mode, which is a 2-player game. And system. Alright, well, system's not that bad. I guess we can just see that you can have your game configuration. I don't really touch these things, normally because I don't do jack. Actually, let's just put it like, I'm gonna do the behind, I guess, because I'm the sort of the behind guy. And they have music boxes. I guess I don't touch them, like I said. Huh. Hold on, let's see how they work. Damn. I guess I just don't know what music I want to listen to. Yeah, I'm still just thinking about some music. Hope it's not copyright, but these are like, you know, music you want to listen from menus and some things. They'll always be repeated most of the time, except for some specific rivals. You'll see what I mean. Yeah, I don't touch these things at all. I let this play it on their own. Actually, there is one song I actually want to know. I don't know if it's there, but I want to make sure. There's one song I remember. There it is. This song I remember because we're gonna need to listen to this song somewhere later in the game. Just foreshadowing, if you know what I mean, for those who have already played this game. But Yeah. Beside that, let's just continue on what we're going to do. And then you have time trial records, which kind of are predetermined record already, which we won't be doing anything sooner if we ever wanted to improve our skills, that is. And just save it because I just did something. And now we can finally play the game. So at this point, we won't be doing anything right now. Like, we could just, you know, set our cars up. But those are like the settings and stuff, but we won't be doing something sooner until we upgrade our cars. I mean, you can just do acceleration, do stuff like this, which is crazy. But if you want to steer faster, that just depends on how your steer response is. You know, make it more you're suiting your driving style. In the part shops, you can actually buy some parts, which is pretty much your general thing. Each one goes by level, just getting as much money you can, like whatever is, the cheapest you can get. But we won't be doing anything here until we get money, so forget it. We're not going to do something. And then we got the car shop when you get enough money. If you want to get a new ride that you do not like this card because it's crap like I would expect for me for this GT4. Although this is a car that has been first used to do rally, to be honest, if anyone has no clue of this. And your rivals, if you have beaten your rivals or have not beaten your rivals, you can check over this list so you can see where you may actually go against them and the next time you meet. And also, you can also check their bios, their profile, which we'll get to that as soon as we beat our first rival or sooner. And I guess that's about it. Let's just start racing. So in this course, we'll be only racing in the C1, if you're familiar with it. You got these 4 places you can start from these junctions. You have the Kasamagaseki, the Shiba Park, Ginza, and Kandai Bridge. And any way you want to start is the inner or the outer. I would recommend going for the inner because it's better. Although, start with Kanda Bridge because it's much easier to start. Now this game is pretty interesting. Oh man. Okay, there we go. So, found where I'm supposed to press. So, pressing R2 is the flashlight. Press L1 is just to check the first person view if you wanted to, but you can also check who's behind you. Clicking R2, let's see. Clicking L3 is basically cornering your car. R3 is actually, by clicking it, is actually signaling lights so that traffic cars cannot just really wait for you and just say that you could just spin, it's a yield sign. So also by doing this, by clicking right, I guess. Actually, it can also be very useful if you're doing this and you're clicking it while you're going to the left side. That goes for for something later on that you'll see me play throughout. And yeah, let's go to our first rival. To race your rival, you gotta press L. God damn, I'm really pretty bad with the PlayStation 2 for a while. Been a little bit rusty. To flash your rivals, to race them, you gotta press the R2 button, which is pretty much just get close to them. Once they are in your range, you can actually race them. Oh man, the traffic. The traffic in this game is abysmal. Early in the game, it's really abysmal. But when you get to the fast part, it might actually get really abysmal depending on how you do. Oh man. We're doing fine right now. Just taking on the rolling guys. So far, this is the rolling guys. Well, anyway. So if you guys do not know about this, we always start off with the rolling guys in the C1. They're actually a very famous team, if you already know by now. Pretty well known for their driving the AE86, the Toyota Corolla Sprinter Terreno 886, or known as the Hachiroku. Those cars are pretty well known, even 11s as well. And guess what? They just can't stop driving these kind of cars. They just keep driving these because it's the love. They just encourage them to keep moving. They're called the rolling guys. What would you expect them? In other words, let's just see. There were more teams in this. There are 3 types of rivals. Or I guess maybe the 4th types of rivals, kind of, in this case. We'll get to the other 2 later, but I can explain the first 2. The first 2 are the team members. Team members of a designated team of any certain area, for example, the rolling guys, are actually in the C1. The C1 inner, as in, basically it's known as a Kenjoyo inner. Basically, they'll be appearing on this side of this course. If you go the opposite direction, that's the outer, which is on my right side. So yeah. They appear on this side of this course, and they can actually be found here. In what I can expect from them, there are only about 6 members of the team. And you pretty much gotta race your way by beating every one of them. Interesting enough, if you beat all of the members, here's the second part of the type of rival, is the team leader. Once you've beaten every of the member of the team, you basically face off the leader, who's actually drives a very fast type of car. Maybe the same type of car that you fought before with against different rivals, but this one's faster than you would expect. I mean, they don't take no as an answer for your challenge, and they would easily want to beat you so badly they would pretty much leave you in the dust. And you pretty much have to really contend this, or else you're just kind of called chicken. But even if you can't catch up, you're gonna have to build your car even faster. That's the point of the game. But there are types of things to do this. But the main point of the game is just to beat everyone in the game as much as you can. Like, basically, it's not an endurance game or anything. It's just that there's a special rival you want to beat. We won't get to that rival. There's certain a rival that's special. Anyway, we got a next team member, next team from another team. We got Mr. Thanks from Little Gang. Little Gang. What I explain is that these guys drive a bunch of Hondas. Yep. They seem to have like these kind of things, like they failed in life, you know? They failed in life and they kind of lost in hope in humanity, so they kind of like can't thank anything more, but the leader brought them together and pretty much got them into the racing world. Yeah, that's as far as I know from summary, but from the top of my head, I'm not really quite sure. But we can look at their bios at the same time when we get back to the garage. Even though I call it garage, I kind of think garage, I don't know, garage makes it more sense. Alright, we got $1,000 as a total, and we're kind of getting close to getting ourselves an upgrade. Alright. And a little bit of slowdown. I'm sorry for this. This is an emulator, not a game that we would suitably play this. Sucks to be us when we're playing emulator and not a real PlayStation 2. But I guess it's sometimes of the game lags. There isn't anything we can do about it. Alright, we got our next rival. Is another from the Rolling Guys. Rolling Guy number 2. Oh, this rival. Okay. How do I say this? You probably recognize this car. It looks so much similar to the initial D car, a Takumi Fujiwara, but in the case it's not. So this guy is basically Rolling Guy number 2, or Rolling 2 as in game specific. This guy is the leader's brother. Yes, the little brother of the team leader of this team. He is very skilled, and I would not underestimate him. But he's not that fast. Well, he's compared to the other members of the team that has the same horsepower, but he has different skill. So this might be a little bit of a challenge, sort of. Because our car is very fast and very top notch. I mean, his car's a C class. I don't think we have any problem beating him. Oh boy. Oh, and I forgot to tell you this, is that the SP battle, just like in Street Supremacy, you basically have these health bars. The longer you're, let's see, like you're basically like, you know, start together at the same time by going 3, 2, 1. The more distance you pull away from your rival, the more health they deplete. And the more longer you do this, by farther away, it basically is depleting even much faster. Crashing to walls and any obstacles like cars can actually cause you to lose more health. Sort of different in a fighting game, but it's in a racing game. So yeah, it's basically more of a spirit bar. Hope that actually makes sense. Alright, we're down already like 3 rivals in a row, and that's like the first loop we already made. Alright, another Rolling Guy. This is the number 6 one, isn't it? So that's like 3 Rolling Guys. Alright. Well, not so bad. Can you please move? Please? Please? Oh god, are we doing this? Are we doing this? No, 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 no. We're not doing that. Some AIs will actually, like, if you're trying to get in the lead, they'll sometimes block you and try to close you in, then trying to pass you. They'll do that so that they can, you know, keep the lead. Risky a little bit in my part because they can just keep on blocking you, and if you're not that kind of heavy, I guess you're not going to get them pushed out of the way. It's a little bit risky in my opinion. And I don't think he's going to catch up in this case because we have so much acceleration. There's just nothing they can do. We just pull away. Thanks to that acceleration setting we just put on, I believe. Alright. We're down already. Jeez. So, the way I'm going to do this video is I'm going to do this until I beat 2 team leaders. Or if I've beaten at least maybe, yeah. I don't know, should I do like at least 2 team leaders? Maybe I'll just beat at least 1 boss. 1 boss and then that's it. Yes, there are bosses in this game. You can actually race them for boss races. It's not just team, like basically team leaders would be considered as a boss. But they're more of a mini boss because the bosses are a lot faster than the team leaders. That's the third type of third type of racers we're going to be facing. They're basically, you know, kind of sort of like ringleaders, if you would like to say this, in a case that they're really fast, really strong racers. They kind of rule the road. And basically they're really better than other team members, and they have very fast cars. Even much better cars than the other team members. Even team leader couldn't compare them. Alright. Wow. And we might actually beat every Rolling Guy members here, I'm pretty sure, because from looking at this, I don't think we're going to get beaten whatsoever. Looks like we're just about to win here. You know, maybe I'll just do 2 teams. I believe it's just easy to do rather than doing like the whole team, because I think it's probably a little bit too much and a little bit too long too. So I might just do at least 2 teams per video, and that's it. All right. This is gonna take a while. Oh boy, rolling it. We're just gonna roll in right after him. There's nothing well. What a perfect rolling start too, by the way. We just beaten at least, was it number 2, 4, 6, I believe 5 maybe, but I'm not sure because I lost count. And we just beaten almost every one of them. They just couldn't stand a chance against us. And we're getting used to our driving right here. This car is kind of not so bad. At first I doubted at first when I first saw it in Tokyo Xtreme Racer GT4, and I'm like, wow, the GT4 is probably shit. But then all of a sudden, it's really good because it's a rally car, and you gotta understand how it drives. Like, you gotta try every car at least in the game to see if they're good. Even when they're stock cars, there really might be some of them that can be a joke character, being that lethal. Even a Suzuki Cappuccino that's really like stock-like can be a deadly when it's tuned to the max, and can beat any R34, a stock R34, or even a stock Honda NXR. I'm just as scared as anyone else would have saw that. Alright, we got rolling number 3. I try to go in front of them by trying to speed up as much as I can, but you can't in this game, I believe. Although, there is a chance you can, but if you can just, like, your car, like the AI's... When the AI goes into autopilot and tries to go to the left by just trying to go in front of you, they try to, like, cut the other rivals over to the side and try to go behind them. But in this part, I don't think I need it because, I mean, I'm using this car as an A-class, and there's no point of doing so. Oh God. Okay. Well, this is a interesting challenge. This guy's pretty much a little bit of a challenge. I see. All right. All right. All right. Gonna shake him through this corners and around here. Oh, that's a clean turn right there. That I barely touched that, like a 1 inch there, from apart from hitting it. That was a clean getaway from the exit. But I don't think he's going to give up this easily because I can still see him from the map. And eventually, even if I'm driving at 66 miles per hour, he still would be right around here. Which I don't think I'm going to start escaping because he has a good acceleration for some reason. Oh man. And yeah, bump. Oh man, I'm pretty sure he shouldn't be this fast, but okay. Alright. Oh shoot, okay, well here comes the team leader of the rolling guys. Apparently after beating all of them right in one day, day one in the in-game, wow. We pretty much beat him in just one day in-game, and like the leader. And yeah, like I said, this leader is really much. I'm going to try to block him as much as I can. Blocking in this game is not so bad. I mean, this is racing, and it is official in Racing World, so blocking is allowed. But this guy is very fast. We're going to need to block him as much as we can and make sure he gets, you know, stuck behind traffic because, you know, we're going to need that to our advantage. Okay, there we go. I can still see him back there, but I don't think I'm going to make this before the corner because you know how I did terrible turning that corner. What the hell? This car just went sideways. As if I don't know, the road was on ice or something. Oh, I gotta turn a little bit better. Okay, I think we got him. Yeah, there we go. $4,000. Holy cow. Wow. And I think that's it for the first day of just beating the hell out of rolling guys. That was unfortunate, but they didn't stand a chance. And we got two cars, the team leader's car that was driving here and the other rolling guy's car. I don't know. So this is the Toyota Corolla Sprinter 8611, and this is the I think this is like the lesser Hachiroko. It's more like the 862. I don't know. It's not the true Hachiroko as you're thinking, the Sprinter Torino, but it's not. So, as enough money, we can just buy parts. I don't think we have enough for an engine, which is about $6,000. $6,000 if you want to be sure. We can buy a level 4 muffler, so yeah, that'll add a little bit more horsepower. Like we went from 254 to 280. This is gonna be helpful. I'm gonna first focus on horsepower and drivetrain for now. See, we don't have enough for the transmission. That would be necessary for us to really go for it. I'm not gonna use anything for the clutch and drivetrain. We can get a suspension, which shouldn't be too much, so to ask for. And well, no tires because that's technically just cosmetic. Body tune, well, we can body tune our car by a little, so yeah, let's go for it. And that's it, because we're broke. I'm just gonna set up my settings a little bit just by steering going a little bit by 5 maybe. And braking could go by 2. I don't really need that much. And yeah. So let's go and check our rivals that we just beat. The entire rolling guys. Yeah, we beat all 6 of them. Kind of interesting. Alright. Oh yeah, you get some stat stuff and you know who they are. Alright, so this is rolling guy number 6. So here we go, the rolling guys. They don't tell us who they are, but they have some stats with their cars. Like, I guess they have exactly the same horsepower, but they have different weights to their car. 2001. No wonder his car was so fast. It's clearly better than almost better than the leader, but it's not. So, yeah. Rolling guy number 6. Or basically, but anyway, I'm gonna warn you one more thing. The real name is not actually Mark Hill. I'll tell you this is that their name is actually not canon in this American version. I'll be honest. But in the Japanese version of the game, it is. But in the bio, in the events of this is happening, is actually canon. So what I'm saying is right now is that the name Mark Hill is not his real name. Basically, this is set in Japan, and you're putting an American name in this one. Even this guy, Rick Barry, which does not fit. So anyway, rolling guy number 6 joined at the same time as rolling guy number 5, because I can tell from who he is, but has a different driving style. Instead of logic, he relies on feel. Currently works part-time. He can't tune up his car because he doesn't have enough money. As a result of having a weak car, he tries to forcibly block his opponent but always rejects it afterwards. Okay. Rolling guy number 5, newer member and engineer school grad with perfect racing logic. However, he cannot yet control his car as well as he wants. Okay, that's what he meant to say. Struggles to keep his car in top shape based on precise calculation and data, but lacks one thing: money. To make it actually happen, he also doesn't know how to avoid cars on the road. Damn. What are you gonna do? Just zigzag? Wow, it's just like running into them. How do you even get your driving license anyway, boy? Rolling guy number 4. Practice drifting on wharves. Team switched to road racing just after he perfected his ridge racing. Surprised that the car is exclusively tuned for mountain racing. Actually performs well on the Route C1. It has a high acceleration and soft suspension to cover low top speed. Yeah, to be honest, the rolling guy team were actually based on in the mountains, which you can tell which mountain it could be. Maybe, but it is based in what region it is in Gunma. Ironically, that's where Takumi would live. But it's oddly. Anyway, this guy, rolling guy number 3, that really put me a challenge before the leader. Favors a flamboyant driving style, loves to burn rival with speed burst on corners, but lacks starting power. Really? He actually bumped me as soon as I didn't know. He just caught me off guard. Okay. Likes drifting on corners, but he doesn't realize that drifting on every corner makes the car lose speed. As a result, it has slow acceleration. That's a little bit faulty. But whatever. So, he's the leader while his big brother is away. Has amazing drifting ability on mountain roads, but on expressway, he focuses on grip. It has a strong suspension because it's tuned for mountain roads, yet it is overtuned a bit, trying to cover its weak steering ability and lack of power. You can see where he's getting with this. And lastly but not least, the leader, who's actually the brother of this one. Although, even though by American name, it doesn't really make a difference because, ironically, I know the game very well. Rolling Guy number 1 and number 2 are brothers, which is kind of comically canon in the game, which I knew by this point as I was playing one game, very familiar to it. Mainly a circuit racer. Oh, so he's a circuit racer, so he's not actually just racing on the street all the time like no one's business. So he turned pro. Leaves road racing to kid brother. Sometimes road races as team leader with the same fury on the circuits. Okay. It's tuned for high-speed circuit racing, so you may have a hard time winning on the C1. He covers its weakness with superior driving and has high acceleration on drifting ability. Yeah, I did have a little bit of a trouble. Wasn't that much. I didn't get careless or anything. I did do my best to beat him. I'm just gonna start at Kazumageki, I guess that's what you're supposed to spell it, or pronounce it, I guess. That's a little bit weird, but it's actually Japanese for it, but it's just nothing wrong with it. Alright, now our car is going to get faster this time after buying the muffler and air cleaners. It's a little bit better with the 280 horsepower, which is a, it was original 254, so it's pretty much a 200, let's see, it was like, let's see, so 26, I guess, say 30, 50, 30, yeah, 26, so that was a 26 horsepower boost. Anyway, we got the golden cream soup, if I remember looking at that carefully, from the new team, Knife and Forks, and is driving a yellow Toyota MRS. Oh boy. This car is a C-Class, but oh man, I'm not a fan of this car when I'm versing against it. Especially there's one racer typically which is going to be necessary with driving one car that you have to do. But anyway, won't be doing that sooner. Oh, turn. Okay. Suppose that we'd be fine here. Alright. I don't see it. Oh yeah, and by the way, if I remember correctly, this is a female driver, so I'm gonna refer to that as a female. I think that was what it is, but I could be wrong. By looking the bio, I'll check. I might not just do for the only teams, but I'll see what I can do. Alright, defeating the first of Knife and Forks. I'm just gonna assume that was nothing more we can do about this guy, but this racer wasn't that bad. Pretty basic, in my opinion. It has so many views. It's a weird view. Oh yeah. There's also an area called the, oh god, the Yaesu. Wow, lazy butt. That's the name of the rival anyway. Or anyway. Those who are new to this game, every person in this game has a street name, or basically known as the BAD name. Basically, those are the street names are actually based on their personality, lifestyle, or driving style, how they pretty much portrays. And if this is actually really well written for their time, that's how they are known. It's kind of like his second name or something alias, that how they refer it. And this guy is actually putting pressure on me with a Honda Civic. I didn't see that, but it's not that kind of a pressure. Unfortunately, I'm able to lose him on a straight right now. We're about to be traveling about 200 kilometers per hour, and holy shoot, that truck turned right as soon as I didn't notice. I thought he was going to turn a complete right on me, but that would not happen. And even though he would think that he can catch up on the around the corner, we still won. Whew. I don't blame him. I think there's like a few people that try to win, but his car was just like a Honda Civic. They were FF cars. All right, we've got Springbird, another from Little Gang. So yeah, another team member from Little Gang, Springbird. And if I'm not mistaken by now, this is the only member that drives the only driver who drives a wagon on the team. Oh, he's trying to block me. Yeah, some drivers have their own, like all drivers have their own unique driving style. Some of them, it's basically written in their bio as well. Oh shoot, that's a car. I just saw that, but I almost thought it wasn't right. So, I mean, I'm gonna have this car travel about. Let's get up to speed around here. He's not going down without a fight. Well, unfortunately, he has to go down. Okay, so also our BAD name is actually usually tricky, although sometimes based on our driving style, although I don't like their names, they chose it, unless that if you're really good at the game till later on, they might give you like a cool name, although it might not satisfy your name that you want to be called. Kiss my bumper. Alright, I just did kiss your bumper. As more I can already tell, is basically phrasing us kissing my ass. Oh god. Driving a blue Nissan Silvia S13. Interesting choice of a car. And I remember you being the second best driver on the team. So, you might be of a challenge. I mean, this is a lot interesting when I drive this car. I don't know if this is actually quite powerful than the Mitsubishi, but it's supposed to be weaker than it. I chose this car because I guess no one loves it that much. But hey, you gotta give some love. Even in a rally world, okay? It's gotta be a very good car. It is also part Toyota too, so of course, if I like a Toyota Supra, you gotta go with the same Toyota make. Alright. I don't even know where we are exactly. So, like, we've beaten a bunch of them. I should actually check in the menu and see how much we've beaten. We have beaten... I don't think it tells us there, so 37 miles. Yeah, we've gone over 37 miles in our odometer. The odometer in this game is pretty much simple. Like, you just get as many odometer as you can. This is your real life odometer, sort of. Sometimes the odometer may be necessary to some certain wanderer. There's one wanderer that will ask you to drive the same car as he's driving. And you have to do exactly maxing out your odometer to about 1,800 miles, which is basically worth of driving this a lot. It's crazy. And we'll get to the wanderer and what does that mean exactly if you don't know what a wanderer is. When we find one exactly. Because the next one is another little gang member. Talking head. Hey, that's talking head. I believe this has got to be the last one before we get to face the leader here. If not, there's got to be one more. Yeah, like there's one right up there, so if that's not the last one, then that means there's just one more we have to defeat. And I'm a little bit thirsty right now. The first thing in the commentary, we just get a little bit. Oh God. Wow. Oh, thank you. I like how the traffic car just helped me push me forward, even though I wouldn't think he liked street racing, but he still helped me out. Thank you very much. And talking head is left behind. That's actually good. Oh man. Oh man. Well, you can also like once you are actually, you know, in free run mode, if you don't do anything with pressing the button, you can actually see your car go into, you know, in a free camera sort of in a replay section, but in, you know, in autopilot. All right, so yeah, I was right. He was the last one, and this is the leader of the team leader. Well, if you already knew by now, the leader who was already from the rivals mode, Happy Run. Yep, the man that brought together, and I actually let him pass me. Whoops. Big whoop. Now this guy likes to go with a basic technique, the slow in and fast out technique. Unfortunately for me, I'm gonna get crushed. Or maybe not. I think he slowed down. Oh my god. You know how I said the traffic is abysmal in this game? God damn, I almost got destroyed. I almost looked like I was about to get crushed. Alright, well he's staying behind me. I don't want him to pass me yet. Oh, he's pushing me a little bit faster here. Oh boy. Alright, I think we should be fine here. Like, as I was trying to make a clean, straight run without crashing. Spoke too soon. But anyway, we still won and beat the team leader of Little Gang. Yeah! And what the hell? Okay, well... well, say hello to the traitor Jackknife. Okay, so I guess I didn't explain this before. But this is one of our first boss. Yep, the first boss of the entire game, Trader Jackknife, from the 13 Devils. The 13 Devils are actually a team that is actually the best race, one of the two best teams in the entire city. And well, they're actually like, we're gonna actually have to beat them anyway. It's important to get them, and what's interesting about them is that if we beat them, we get their custom car, and we get a lot of cash after beating them, which is pretty, you know, a high reward too. They pay a lot more than the team leaders, and they're actually skilled racers. They're more like, if you thought these guys, like the team leaders, were more of a pushover, then this guy is much of a challenge. Even if you're facing him in a B-class car, he would take you down in a heartbeat. But we beat him. It was hardly of a race, but we barely let him pass. Although his weakness is blocking, so pretty much it makes sense. I didn't want to go back in the garage because we have to go and take on one more opponent, which I'm not sure who it is. Could be another Knife and Forks. Alright. Oh, geez. Make up your line, damn it. He's not even making anything else happen. Alright. Okay, so yeah, it's another of the Knife and Forks. Midnight à la Monde. The mode, I guess. And yes, it's more, as you didn't know by this name, basically it's a restaurant. Yes, I'm not kidding. All of the Knife and Forks member are all members of the Knife. Okay, like I'm complicating myself because I'm spazzing out. The Knife and Forks members are all members of the restaurant employees, and I don't know why they're street racing, but I think it's probably because a lot of their customers are all street racers, and whenever they bring up the cars, they would likely, you know, get popular with it. So they want to like street race and make sure they get, you know, sponsored or absolutely looked over by getting more customers inside their restaurant, which I believe that's what they're doing and accomplishing there. Oh, perfect. And that's the last team and the last racer of this area. Whew, that was pretty fast. Spiritless Tricky? Maybe. Anyway, we got four new cars. We got a Honda Civic EK9. Ooh. That's something else. We got the Toyota Corolla AE111. I think that's a Subaru Legacy wagon, as I can expect. And last but not least, this is actually Trader Jackknife's car. Yep, we got Jackknife's Nissan Silvia, custom Nissan Silvia S13, or basically the SIL 80 as it is called. It's basically an S13, but it's a SIL 80, which is a Nissan 180SX with a Silvia body kit, even though its car model is a 180SX. So let's see what it says on his car. Although this car is weak as compared to other custom designed cars, its light aerodynamics body gives the car more potential than other cars have. It is also equipped with variable license plates. Yeah. So this is light and very aerodynamic. We can buy this car if we wanted to. But here's the funny part. So if you want to buy his car and get it to drive it, his car is basically classified B class. This is what his car is. You would have to pay about 168 grand to pretty much get his car. Yeah, his car doesn't come out cheap because it's a custom car and it's really going to need you to have a lot more money than just giving you a decent 14,000. I mean, that's pretty nice. Even this is what its car looked like originally, 11,000, but it's the normal car, not a custom car. So anyway, so let's see, we got 18 grand. So let's see what we can buy in this car here. Oh man, we can buy a new engine here. Only the level 1 version, which sucks. I think it's probably the best choice because we get more power anyway. 322 horsepower. Get transmission in here because we get some more acceleration and suspensions. Should I even bother? I guess not, because like we're totally fine with these suspensions, but we don't need it. I guess we could just do with the body tune exactly. Yeah, we could just add weight to this car, but I don't know, should we? Let's see. I don't feel like, well, probably I could, you know, but then I would also waste money for that, so I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna leave it alone. For now, I'm just kind of not doing anything with this. I'll just kind of lower the weight a little bit so this car can get a little bit faster. And that's about it. I'm not technically going to do anything with the tuning or air dress up or anything. We're going to probably do it after we're done. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this pretty first taste of this game, exactly, just to watch how this goes. It's not my best commentary, but at least it's something we're gonna have to deal with. Anyway, see you in part 2, where we will go and tackle on the last remaining member of the team and a few new racers. See y'all next time.